Imagine waking up one morning, checking your investment account, and seeing money deposited into it. You didn't sell your stocks. You didn't work extra hours. You didn't win a lottery. The money simply appeared. Sounds like free money, doesn't it? Well, not exactly, because every dividend payment has a story behind it. A story involving company profits, business decisions, investors, and the long-term growth of wealth. And today, we're going inside exactly how that works. Most people think dividends are simply cash rewards for owning stocks. That's only what you see on the surface. The real question is, where does that money actually come from? Why do some companies pay dividends while others never do? And can dividends really make you wealthier over time? The answers are more interesting than most investors realize. Here's something that surprises many beginners. A dividend doesn't create new money. When a company pays a dividend, it is simply distributing part of its profits to shareholders. Imagine owning a bakery. At the end of the year, after paying employees, suppliers, taxes, and other expenses, you still have money left over. You could expand the business, buy new equipment, or share part of those profits with yourself. Public companies make similar decisions, except instead of one owner, they often have millions of shareholders. You're enjoying this journey into how money really works. Subscribe to the channel, because understanding finance isn't about memorizing terms. It's about understanding the systems behind your money. Now here's something to think about. If dividends are so great, why doesn't every company pay them? We'll answer that shortly. Let's go inside. A company earns revenue after subtracting salaries, taxes, operating costs, and other expenses. It may generate a profit. The company's board of directors then decides what to do with that profit. There are usually three choices: reinvest it into growing the business, keep it as cash for future opportunities, or return part of it to shareholders through dividends. If a dividend is approved, every eligible shareholder receives a payment based on the number of shares they own. Own more shares, receive a larger payment. Simple. But beneath that simplicity lies an important financial mechanism. Picture thousands of investors owning tiny pieces of one company. Every share represents partial ownership. When profits grow consistently, management may decide that shareholders deserve a share of those earnings. That's the dividend. But here's what many people miss. The company's cash balance decreases by exactly the amount paid out. And because the company now owns less cash, the stock price often adjusts downward by roughly the dividend amount on the ex-dividend date. That's why dividends are not free money. They're simply moving money from inside the company to outside investors. Nothing magical has been created. Ownership has simply been rewarded with cash. Not all dividends are the same. Some companies pay them every quarter. Others pay monthly. Some pay only once a year. Some never pay dividends at all. Young technology companies often keep every dollar to fuel future growth. Meanwhile, mature businesses with stable earnings may choose regular dividend payments because they have fewer opportunities for rapid expansion. Another important concept is the dividend yield. This tells investors how much annual dividend income they receive compared to the stock's current price. But a very high dividend yield isn't always good news. Sometimes it's a warning sign that the company's stock price has fallen because investors expect financial trouble. Here's an incredible fact. Many of history's strongest long-term investment returns have come not just from stock prices rising, but from reinvesting dividends. Instead of spending each payment, investors buy additional shares. Those shares generate even more dividends. Over years, this creates compounding, the process where your investment begins earning returns on previous returns. It's one of the quietest yet most powerful wealth-building forces in finance. Dividends aren't guaranteed. If profits decline, companies can reduce them or eliminate them entirely. Some businesses even borrow money to maintain dividends temporarily. That may satisfy investors in the short term, but it can weaken the company's financial health over time. A reliable dividend should always be supported by sustainable earnings. Today, many companies prefer stock buybacks instead of dividends. Rather than paying cash directly, they repurchase their own shares, reducing the number of shares in circulation. Both methods return value to shareholders, but they work in different ways and have different tax and investment implications. Understanding both helps investors make smarter decisions. So, are dividends free money? Not really. They're a distribution of profits from businesses you already own. The real power of dividends isn't the payment itself. It's owning productive companies that continue generating profits year after year. Because in the end, the goal is owning businesses that create lasting wealth. If you learned something new today, let us know in the comments. Would you rather invest in high dividend companies or fast-growing companies that pay no dividends? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who wants to understand how money really works.